Fresh meat.
As deadly as any weapon, masks have the power to hide your face or give you a violent new identity. Here are the top 10 most legendary and terrifying horror movie masks. Number 10, Peach Fuzz. In Creep, Mark Duplass is Joseph, who seems quirky enough when he first introduces the shaggy wolf mask that he calls Peach Fuzz. If you saw the Peach Fuzz mask in a store, sitting on a shelf, it wouldn't fill you with dread. It looks harmless. Silly, even. But in the middle of the woods, in a darkened house, alone with a mentally unstable man that you just met on the internet, Peach Fuzz is utterly horrifying. Number 9, Alice, Sweet Alice. The visual aspect of horror movies means that all it takes is a single image to make something into nightmare fuel eternal, much like the playful mask of Alice. It is first worn by a sadistic child to torment her little sister, to great effect, before becoming the guise of a bloodthirsty killer. Alice, Sweet Alice is a sinister thriller, influenced by Don't Look Now and the Giallo. You may not remember Alice, but you will never forget this mask. Number 8, Satan's Little Helper. Satan's Little Helper tells the tale of a little kid who befriends a mysterious masked man on Halloween. Is this new friend just your run-of-the-mill serial killer? Or could he possibly be the Lord of Darkness himself? Sure, it's just a silly, immovable plastic Halloween mask, but aren't silly Halloween masks responsible for some of the best face coverings in our beloved genre? The silliness and the gore combine for a charming little Halloween horror comedy. Number 7, Nightbreed. In a city filled with otherworldly monsters and demons, the most terrifying figure of all is a man in a mask. Horror legend David Cronenberg is Dr. Decker, a therapist and a sadistic serial killer. Decker is a savage Jekyll and Hyde, and once the mild-mannered doctor slips into his button-eyed mask, he turns into a blade-wielding madman. He's still a brilliant doctor, so the psychological cuts are just as deep as the surgical ones. The movie is named after the Nightbreed, but it belongs to Decker. Number 6, The Strangers. The pinup girl, Dollface, the man in the mask. These 3 twisted killers isolate you. They invade your home, terrorize you, and then cut you to pieces. Following in the footsteps of Michael Myers, the strangers wring terror from blank, faceless anonymity. Who they are doesn't matter. Why they want to kill you doesn't matter. The strangers have no motives nor agendas, only masks, and a little bit of extra time to kill. Number 5, Ghostface. Sometimes the mask is bigger than the killer. The iconic Scream mask has been passed like a mantle from killer to killer to killer, through family trees across generations, in 4 movies and a television series. The mask took on a life of its own, obscuring the identity of the killer or killers on both a traditional and a very meta level. Back in the Old West, the baddest hombre in town wore a badge. But in Woodsboro, they wear a scream mask. Number 4, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. While not as iconic and easily recognized as some of the other classics, the Silver Shamrock line of Halloween masks stands out for being the driving force of the movie. The killer here doesn't wear a mask. He uses the masks as his implements of carnage. Each mask contains a little tiny piece of Stonehenge imbued with dark powers. Come Halloween night, the masks activate, sacrificing scores of children and causing bugs and snakes to swarm out of their heads. Now that is a horror mask. Number 3, Michael Myers. What started as an unpainted Captain Kirk mask became a timeless icon of horror. The blank, emotionless face of Michael Myers, it's not scary, it's empty. It renders the killer into an unknowable cipher, a voiceless, faceless force of barbarity. As proof that you cannot improve on perfection, Michael has endured some of the most unfortunate mask choices over the subsequent years. But when he sticks to the original, there is no one more sinister. Number 2, Jason Voorhees. In some cases, the mask makes the man. In this case, the man makes the mask. The hockey mask is Jason's crown, and Crystal Lake is his kingdom. Jason might have started covering his face to hide his grotesque physical deformities, but over time, the hockey mask has become his face. Jason is so fearsome a killer, with such an astronomical body count, that he could take something as idiotic looking as Shelley's hockey mask and elevate it into something that belongs on the Mount Rushmore of horror. Number 1, Leatherface. You think this is a costume? This is a way of life. Everyone else wears a mask. Leatherface bases his whole identity around the mask. Different faces for different moods, all made with loving care by Leatherface after harvesting the skin himself. Across multiple timelines, franchises, iterations, and whatever next generation was, the details have changed. But wearing freshly skinned human faces still define this legendary killer. All the classic lo-fi masks on this list prove that it isn't the mask at all. It's how you wear it.